Benson sir, I've shared the URL with you.
Is my voice audible, Mr. Ram?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
No, I'm not able to hear you.
Am I audible now, sir?
No, wait a minute. Now, am I audible to you now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Which is better, this one or this one?
I don't have much difference.
How about this one?
We don't have much difference.
Okay, then.
Both are same.
Now this time? Okay.
We are okay with it.
Fine. Okay. It's almost 1:30. We have got only 30 today. Good afternoon, Mr. Bleston. Welcome. Welcome, Dr. Mirinalini. She spoke on
Hello, sir.
Be a Solution. Yeah, welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm actually joining every day.
Really?
The other day I couldn't join to Zoom, so I just preferred YouTube.
Thank you. You're there. Yes, please, Christy.
வேண்டாம் மாட்டி விட்டுரு. தேங்க்யூ.
வீட்டுல ரவை இருக்காடே வந்ததுக்கு இந்த பிள்ளைக்கு ஏதாவது கேக் செஞ்சுக்கலாமான்னு பார்த்தேன். ஈரமா இப்ப ஒரே அடுப்புல கேக்கா பார்க்கும்போது அன்னைக்கு நேரத்துல ஒரு கேக் செஞ்சுருக்காங்கன்னு சொல்றாங்க. அது ஈஸியா இருக்கு எல்லாருக்கும். ரவையில கேக் மாதிரிதான் அது. ரவையும் பால் நம்ம சீனி இதை போட்டு மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அனுப்புவேன்.
Jarin Shalini, you are giving us a wonderful recipe. Thank you very much. $97. Mail வந்துச்சு then.
போன் அடிச்சு சொல்ல வேண்டியதான்ல.
Thank you, Madam Anandavalli. Now, I think all of you can hear me. Am I audible, Mr. Ramasubramanian?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. I'm happy to invite you all to this 7-day program. This is the 5th day. On this great day, we have Mr. Ramasubramanian with us from Madurai. He is a wonderful trainer. He is really a resourceful person. I know him for more than 6 years. He used to visit our college on various occasions for various purposes. I have used him for so many programs. He used to give training to our students. He used to give them certificates. A person who is really a committed one. So when I was thinking about having this skill development program, I was bringing into my mind so many. One among them is this gentleman. This gentleman. So he will be addressing us this afternoon on Be Certified. He will be introducing you a lot of certificate courses. Certificate courses. You can take them down. Please follow him till the end. Now I would like to give you a request. Don't ask for the link, feedback form link in the beginning itself. In the last program, somebody asked me at the 20th minute, what a very bad thing. What are they going to do with that link? They would simply fill it up and go to sleep. That's all. That is not the purpose of this program. If you want to get a certificate, I'm sorry, you have to stay back till the end. That alone will help you a lot. Right? Okay. This is my humble request to you. Now, online, this is the YouTube live is also going on. If any of your friends need the link, please pass them on to them. This is going to be a very wonderful, useful program for you. So kindly follow Mr. Ramasubramanian. Let's welcome Mr. Ramasubramanian. Mr. Ramasubramanian, from now onwards, it's your time. We are eagerly waiting to listen to you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your time. First, I would like to give thanks to you, giving me an opportunity to have a session with you all here on this afternoon. I'm really happy. Now, for the past 10 days, I was having a discussion with Benison sir regarding this particular program. And he told me, what all the various things that they are going to focus. And I said, I'll be taking you all with a topic called as Be Certified. So I'll just tell you what I'm going to take you with by today's session. See, everybody has a degree certificate with you all right? So most of us, we used to think that the degree certificate is alone is enough for getting into a job, But to be frank, there are so many certifications that we have it. We have to know about all those certifications, right? So today I'm going to take you with what are all the different levels of certifications that we have it, which will help us to get into any of the job. Let's say it might be an IT job or any field, whatever the field that you're going to get in, there are certain certifications that we have to do, which will help us to improve our profile value. So I'll be taking you with that particular thing. So now I would like to share my screen so that you can see my presentation. Okay, now I hope you all will be able to see my presentation. To be frank, Benison sir have given me, given an introduction about myself. Apart from that, I would like to add a few more things to it. To be frank, I'm Ramasubramanian. Basically, I've completed my engineering in computer science. I've done my ME in computer science. And apart from my degrees, I've completed 10 international certification with Microsoft. I'm basically a Microsoft certified trainer. We call it as MCT, Microsoft certified trainer. That is the first level that I have completed. Apart from that, I'm a EMC Square certified cloud infrastructure maintenance person. I've cleared that international certification as well. And apart from it, I'm a OCJP certified person, Oracle certified Java programmer, right? So these are all the certifications which I hold with me, and that's the total profile. Now, to be frank, let's say like whenever I handle a session here, you will have a lot of IT flavor in it because like I'm a pure professional IT trainer where I used to train the students on various programming languages and all. So like whenever I handle a session, definitely like you will have a lot of flavors of information technology. So those were from like whenever I saw the messages from the students, like they said like I'm from MA, Max department, English department, and all. Of course, like see whatever the departments that you belong to, that's not a problem. See, everybody should hold some extra certifications apart from your degree certificate, right? So that's the thing that we are going to focus. So please don't lose your hope. Now come, I'll take you with the varieties of programs that we have. Right. See, on an average, like if you take it, like I have trained more than 15,000 students, those who are in final years and pre-final years. I've trained engineering college students, I've trained arts and science and all. Most of the students used to come and ask me a question. So what type of courses that I have to do? Can you suggest me any courses? I'm in pre-final year, I'm in final year, I have to get ready for my interviews and all. So I would take this particular opportunity to answer to that particular question. So now you will have it like whatever the question that you has with you, like you will have it in this presentation here. So I'm completing my college, like you're going to complete your college. So let's say I carried my dream to an in-campus interview, like the campus drive, like you will have a big dream. But apart from this dream, like you will have a fear within you. Like basically everybody will have a fear when they get into the interview hall. So you need to focus on that. So now let me take you with those things. So first one, like what is the fear that is stopping you in a sense? Like we would say like whether will I get rejected in the interview process. So that's the first and foremost thing that everybody used to have it. They'll have a fear will they get rejected in that interview process likewise. To be frank, they know what is the reason behind it, like why they have that particular doubt with them is just because like fundamentals problem. Like see when while getting into a graduation, let's say like whenever we get into studies, like we have to understand the concepts, like we have to understand the core concepts and we have to try to implement all those things in our real life. So that is very important. Like majority of the students doesn't do that, right? So that's what like we say it as fundamental problem. They are not good enough, like they are not strong in their foundation. That's the first thing. See, all are ordinary. Like, see, the ultimate aim of each and every student who's there in a college is to clear the exams. They should not have any arrears. They have to just, let's say, if the pass mark is 50, they have to just score that 50 and they have to clear that paper. They don't want to say that I have one arrear or two arrears with me. And many of us will fight for saying, like, I don't have any history of arrears. To be frank, like I worked as if a placement training officer, like where I used to sit along with the HRs and see, like majority of the HRs won't see that like whether the student has a history of a year or not. They'll see like whether the student has the capability to work and all. So you have to take care of certain things. Like you should not be as if a ordinary person. Like you have to come apart from it. Let's say for an example. See, most of the students who are there in the colleges nowadays are with average aptitude, right? They don't have extra, like they are okay, like they have some basic knowledge. And when it comes with skills, again, they are very average. They don't, enhance their skills or enrich their skills in their core subjects and all. So this is the problem that we have with all the fields that you have it nowadays, right? The major thing is they don't have any certification with us when they go for an interview process. So these are all the things like we have to cover. Like I'll be taking you with the varieties of certifications that we have it now. See, without having any extra certifications, like everybody has a extraordinary dream that I should get a job which will give me a good pay. Like, see, you can ask, you can call any students and you can ask them, like, what is the salary that you are expecting? To be frank, as a fresher, like most of the students would come say, I need 50,000 per month, 60,000 per month, but they don't think whether they're eligible to get that particular 50,000 or 60,000, whether they have enough stuff to get that particular salary or not. But everybody has a dream. Like even just you can try to ask the same question to yourself, like what is your salary expectation? And after that, like we will think whether we are eligible to get that particular salary or not. That's the second part. But everybody will have a dream that they have to get a good, well-paying job. So now it's time for us. Let's try to answer to all these queries. Like I'm getting ready for my campus and career, and you need to know like what you're supposed to do. So I'm here to help you out with it. So the basic thing that you need is a good career advice. So you need to know like what are all the things that you have to do with, so that like you will get a good job. So now, see, many students used to come and say, sir, nowadays the companies says that they are not hiring any students. We don't have any vacancies with our company likewise. Now tell me, will I get a job after I complete my degree or not? So this is the common question that I have. But as a person like who's there, who is associated with this HR team panel and all, I would say all the companies like Infosys or TCS or HCL or Wipro, every company has openings with them. All the companies are now hiring, but they're hiring smart. So what do you mean by it? So what is the difference that I'm trying to highlight over here is, to be frank, all the companies are expecting the candidates, whoever is appearing for the interviews, they should have a good technical skills, wide range, and as well as of depth. They should be good enough, like whatever the concept that they ask, the candidate should be able to answer to those questions. So that's very important. And all the companies are expecting that the candidate should have an international certifications with them. So what do you mean by international certification? What does it mean? See, it's a term like in few companies they call it as global certification. In few companies they call it as international certification. In few companies they call it as vendor certifications. All these are all the similar terms that we have it. But say I'll take you with that in detail. I'll tell you like what are all the importance and the benefits that we have it with this international certifications and all. And good aptitude. Everyone should have the ability to work under any environment. So that's the thing that they are expecting in all the companies. And the candidate, whoever appears for the interview process, should have professional skills like their communications and the behavioral skills with them. And the important thing is ability to apply the concepts learned. That is very important. So these are all the things that majority of the companies are looking for the candidates who they appear for the interview process. Now, see, the ultimate aim of this interview process is to identify the person who will work on day one on our one basis. Like everyone who gets into the job, see, nowadays the companies are not ready to invest money in the training part. They want the candidates, like they have to be get trained already, and whenever they get into the company they have to start with their work from the day one onwards. They want the productivity on the day one onwards. So that's the thing that they are expecting. Now, to be frank, like what are all the things that you have to do is like you have to be good in your technical skills. So for that, like what you have to do, you have to get your basics right. See, if you don't have a proper basics, let's say the foundation, you cannot have a good building on the job. So likewise, the foundation, like whatever the departments that you belong to, that's not a problem. Might be max, might be English, or might be computer science. The foundation, the proper basics that you have it with that particular core department is very important. Without that basics, you cannot survive into that any of the industry. So that is very important. Then you should focus on a mix of concepts, technologies, tools, and case studies. Like you should be aware. See, I'm a person from a computer science industry, like let's say IT. Like, see, I should be aware of all the tools that you have it. Like I should keep on updating myself with all latest tools that I have it onto this particular market so that I can survive into any of my companies. Like if I'm not keeping on updating myself, then I will not be able to survive in any of that particular company. So you have to focus with all the technologies and tools which we have it. You have to keep on updating yourself and develop specialized skill in the latest technology. See, just knowing like what are all the latest technology that is available alone will not help you to get a job. You have to make yourself specialized in a particular thing. Let's say, for an example, I'm from a computer science background and I work with 14 different programming languages. If I get into programming languages like C, C++, Java, C Sharp, .NET, PHP, Python, Perl, Ruby, I'm sure that the HR will not give me a job, right? The reason is just knowing all the basics of all the programming language alone will not help you. You have to specialize yourself in a particular one or two language so that you can grab that particular opportunity. Let's say, to be frank, when I completed my degree, by that time they said like .NET is a programming language which will rule the world for the next 10 years. So on my third year itself, let's say pre-final year itself, like I've started preparing for the .NET language. Like I worked with lot with it. I done all my international certifications with that. I completed 10 international certifications with that, and I was into my job. I was comfortable. I had a good salary, decent salary where I can run my family without any. On one day, suddenly, like there was another language, Java, is always a competitor. Like they said, like nowadays .NET platform, they are going up with some open source. Immediately, see all of it, and like let's hardly it is 3 to 4 years. That's it. In that particular gap, like they said, like whatever the certification that I have done on a particular language, it is not helping me nowadays because the company is not ready to work with that particular programming language because we have a lot of advanced programming languages than that. So again, like they forced me to go with the other international certifications. Like then I focused with Java and I went on. So I'm just saying like what are all the things that you have to take care of it. I because like without like I didn't have a person who could sit nearby me and assist like whenever I see the examinations. Like what I used to do is I used to search in internet like what are all the different exams that we have at for a particular programming language. I just search for it, and on my own, like I'll select anyone, I'll pick, and then I go appear for that exam. That's it. That's how I prepared myself. But to be frank, after appearing for 10 to 15 exams, like I started understanding like how we need to choose it and what basis like we have to choose it and all. So here, like I have a good experience in that, like I have to choose the papers, what are all the papers that we have to focus with, and like what will be the return that we'll be getting. I can get you in a professional way on that. Now I'll take you with that exam. See, this slide will help you to understand the importance of this international certifications, which I say. Like once if you complete international exams or certifications, they'll give you a logo like this. Let's say on the bottom of my slide, like you can see Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist. We call it as MCTS, and short form they call it as MCTS. MCTS means Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist. So it is a certificate which is provided by the Microsoft, right? So like you can add this particular logo on your visiting card, or you can add this particular logo on the top of your resume. So these are all the benefits that you have it, like when you clear about this in my further slides. So I'll quickly take you with those things now. So now I'll tell you like what are all the certificates that you have here. See, I'll tell you one thing, like it does not matter like whether you're from English department or science, let's say max and all, like whatever the department that you belong to, definitely you will have a chance to get into an IT company. See, nowadays, like if you want to get a good decent salary, like IT company is one which will give you, which will help you to get a decent salary. So irrespective of the departments, it is possible for you to get into the IT sector. Definitely, I'll be coming along with the other departments as well. I'll tell you like what are all the other certifications you have to concentrate with apart from this IT as well. I'll be covering that. First, let me give you some basic things. See, the IT certifications which I'm going to talk now is not department specific. I'm going to talk about in a general way. It is not related to computer science, engineering, or information technology and all. These are all the common certification that the one who is from zoology or the one who is from chemistry or physics can also apply, right? So now, now first let us talk about the benefits of IT certification for individuals. Certification. First, like we need to know like what are all the benefits as an individual, what are all the benefits that I'll be getting, right? So first let us try to answer to that particular question. Now, the first point that you have to know is the IT certifications, or let's say any international, one minute, sorry. So any certifications that you have, let's say like whenever you get into your job interview, you will have a lot of friends who will be accompanying you. Let's say if you take it with a particular college, on an average, if you take it in the final year, you will have 300 to 400 students. Take it with 2 to 3 colleges, obviously you'll have 1,000 students there. Everybody will be calling you everybody will be giving you a call and all. So now you need to know like how we are going to get selected in that particular interview. What is the special that you have it in your profile so that they'll pick you. So these are all the things that we have to concentrate with. Now, whenever you appear for an international exam and whenever you clear an international certification, as I said, like they'll provide you a logo which you can place it on the top of your resume. So like normally you might have seen a lot of resume in which you will have your photo on your right top corner. They'll have their names on the left and they'll have their photo. Instead of placing your photos on the right top corner, you can place all your logos saying that I'm MCT certified or OCJP certified, or I'm CompTIA A plus certified, N plus certified and all. So what happens is like when a HR picks the resume, let's say like everybody will collect the resumes and they'll have it as if a bunch in their hand, right? So now what they do is they'll just go through each and every resumes and they'll call one by one. So whenever they identify this international certification logos on your resume, I'm sure that all the HRs will give you the first preference. Immediately they'll filter that, they'll ask, call this particular candidate first, then we'll look for the rest of the candidates. See, all the HRs, like if you take it, their mentality would be like this. First, they want to interview all the creamy students, and then only they'll concentrate with the next part of the students. So how do they filter? It is just because, I mean, it is with just the informations that you hold it on your resume. That's very important. So whenever you have these logos there, so HR, like we are trying to minimize their work. They don't want to get into your resume and read like what are all the things that you know. They don't want to see like what are all the stuffs that you have it and all. Simply by seeing that logo, they can understand you are an expertised in so and so subject or so and so technology. Immediately they will filter it and they'll call you for an interview process into the HR room. So this is the first level. It will help you a lot in filtering the candidates during the interview process. Next, earning the latest IT certification proves that your skills are current in this rapidly changing field. As I said, like when you take it with IT field, like you will have a lot of advancements. Let's say like by today, like I'll learn a programming language. After 1 year, they'll say that this programming knowledge, I mean, this programming language is not being used by this company. There is another new language. There is no other goal. Like you have to keep on updating yourself. Only when like if you keep on updating yourself with the latest trends, you can survive. So like whenever you update yourself like this, like your earnings, your salary package will be increased a lot for sure. So if you want to increase your salary package, if you want a higher salary, then you have to go with some higher certifications like this, which will help you to get a lot of salaries when you get into this. And say that I'm a international certified person. See, as a fresher, we can't say like we can say like we can go with other seniors with 15 years of experience. But as a fresher, we can't say whenever we get in as if a fresher, like all your seniors will look like this. Like they will not be ready to help you, right? Because like everybody has their work pressure in their head, so they have to look for like what are all the jobs that is being assigned to them. They will not be ready to come sit nearby you and guide you like what are all the things that you have to learn as if a fresher and all. None of the companies or none of the employee will be ready to help you on this. As a fresher, like when you get into a company, like if you want to gain some respects, you have to clear this international certifications. When you do so, like whenever you get into a company, say that I'm a MCTS certified or OCGP certified or Linux certified or Linux certified or Cisco certified, definitely all the employees who's working that particular company will respect you and you will have a creditability into that particular company. So it is always good to concentrate with international certifications like that. And now see, whenever you take it, like it will increase your career options. Like let's say for an example, like if you take it with the most of the employees that you have it nowadays, they'll be sticking on with a particular company and go them and say like if you're getting a less salary, you can try to switch over to another company, but they'll have a fear like if I leave this particular company, will I get any job in other, will I get any other job in other companies? Most of them will have this particular fear. Reason is they are not good enough with the technical stuff or other skill set. But when you have this international certifications with you, it will give you a lot of career options. Like when you post your resume in your LinkedIn or other profiles, or let's say like if you upload it in other job portals, on an average you will get 4 to 5 interview calls on a day, right? When I was a fresher, there like by that time like we had this Naukri, time shop and all. So whenever we post our resumes there, on an average like we used to get 10 to 15 calls on a day. So that's the importance. Because do you know like why we get 15 calls? Like you can just think it, like you can try to upload your resume in Naukri or Times Job or any monster, any job portals nowadays. Like you will not have much calls there. You can even try it. Reason, do you know the reason why it is like that? Like why your profile is not getting selected or why you're not getting calls? See, all the job portals that you have it nowadays, they are not filtering the certifications or the resume that they have it. Everything is being automized. like they have a separate software which keeps on filtering the profiles that they have it in their job portal. Let's say for an example, I'm running a few network engineers who's good on network concepts, and they want them that I have it in my company. So this is my requirement. Now I'll go, I'll have a word with Naukri person saying that like I need five people to work. I'll be giving a job description to them. So what that does is they'll put all these details in a software. Let's say they'll see, they'll ask for the keywords. So when I say I used to give a keyword as a person, as a HR of a company, I would say I want a CCNA certified employees. So what that Naukri persons used to do was they'll put the CCNA inside that software as a keyword. So what does that particular software does? It will just filter all the resumes with the keyword called as CCNA. This is how they filter the certificates with them. I mean the profiles, the resumes with them. And after that only they'll have the calls. All right. So this is what. So like whenever you prepare your resumes, like you should have all the keywords. So what are the keywords? Like all international certifications names has to appear there. So for that you need to know like what are all the different certifications that we have. Now so these are all the benefits that you will have it for as an individual for you. Let's say like why the companies are expecting the employee all the benefits that they have it if an employee completes an international certification and all. They believe that the international certifications would give value to their company. One. Next, like the companies can use their IT certifications to invest in, retain, and promote their promising employees. So, like, see, getting into a company as if a low level profile is not enough. Like, we have to get a lot of promotions and we have to keep on going. Only then, like, we will have a good salary increment in our payment and all. So, like based on the certifications they do promotions. Once you complete this particular level you'll be promoted to this particular designation. They used to say like that. So now, so if you want to have a let's say for an example, when it comes as if a company they don't want to keep on monitoring each and every employee like what they does during the interview. Have you completed any certifications? If you say no, simply they will say last 6 months like I've completed so and so certifications. That will definitely will get you. Even the company that goes in a negative aspects will also will give you a salary hike and they will take you to the next level because they will not be ready to lose an employee who has an international certifications with them. So that's the importance of the international certifications that you have it with you. So now I'll just like if you take it like 66 percentage of the managers believe the certifications will improve the overall level of service and support offered to the IT customers. So that's it. The one who has the certification with them will have a depth knowledge on that and they'll be ready to support their customers at any time. So that's it. So that's why like they want the candidates to appear for it because clearing an international exam is not that much easy. Like you have to put your effort in a right way and learn the concepts. So now I'll take you with like what are all the things that you have to do with. So the first level, see, I'm from now onwards, like I'm going to take you with different certifications. So you can kindly make a note of it. So all the informations that I'm going to share now will be helpful for you. I'll tell you like once if you complete this particular package, like what is your salary expectations? Like let's say like you can fix your salary expectation that after completing this certificate, I'll be getting this salary for sure. So I'll tell you that as well so that like it will be easy for you to get focused with the interview process and all. So now, first I'm going to talk about a company called as Comshia. They have two different sets of thing. They call it as A plus certification, right? A plus technician, and there is another certificate which we call it as N plus. So I'll be giving information about A plus and as well as of N plus. So first we'll concentrate with A plus certifications. See, you can take it with any type of companies that you have it nowadays. It is not that IT companies. We can take it with any other companies as well. Let's say you can take it with Nokia, or like you can take it with Samsung. You can take it with any mobile companies or any electronic companies nowadays. They have a separate customer support with them. If you take it with customer support, you will have minimum 30 to 40 employees working in that particular customer support. They'll have to sit in front of a system, they'll be operating it, they have to answer to all the calls, and they have to give the solution to the problem which a customer faces. So this is what like happens in most of the companies. Every company has a support team with that. So when you say it as support, like you will have the persons, let's say all the freshers will be taken into this customer support. Like you will not have much experienced hands on the customer support. To be frank, get into any companies and you can see it on the customer support level, they'll have only the freshers. All right. So this is the area where a fresher can easily get in. There is no doubt on that. Easily you can get into any of the support team. So many of us would say, "Sir, I've completed engineering or I have completed this degree, so and so degree, and you want me to go and work with this support work and all." To be frank, working with support team is not that much worse. Like you will learn a lot, and I'm sure that you will have a good salary package when the years goes on, right? On yearly basis, like your salary will be revised a lot, and one fine day, like if you see it, you will have a good salary package because like you are the almost like it's like a backbone of a company. Without a customer support, a company cannot get a good name. So always like they give more importance to the people who work with their support team. So like what is the basic skill set that a candidate should have in order to get that particular job? So that's it. That's the first question that we are supposed to answer. See, we have a certification name called as CompTIA A plus. It's an we call this as a entry level certification, which will take you with the basics of a computer. Let's say like the maintenance of a PC or a laptop. I mean, you'll have a lot of basic concepts about the operating system, and you will have like if you have a printer connected to a system and if it has a trouble, you will be able to troubleshoot their laptops or mobiles. So this particular certification, when I say it as A plus technician certificate, like when you complete it, you will have a good knowledge on maintaining a computer. Let's say troubleshooting a problem which a PC has or a laptop has, right? Or mobile devices. You'll be able to troubleshoot all the things. Like this is the first level of certificate. In order to get this particular certificate, you have to clear two exams. I have the exam numbers specified here in red color: 220-901 and 220-902. These are all the two papers that we have to appear and we have to clear that. Now, many of you would have a question. So when you say it as international certifications, do you want me to go sit and write exams as we write it in our colleges and all? To be frank, like you cannot take up all these exams anywhere. Like we will be having a separate place where we have to go enroll ourselves for that, and we call that as a promotic centers likewise. So you have to get into that promotic centers, you have to get the voucher for that particular paper. Like each and every paper has a cost to it. You have to pay that cost, you have to get that particular voucher first, then they will be giving you a date. On that time, like you have to go and appear for it. And all the exams, all the international certifications exams majority of the exams will be of multiple choice questions. They'll have a question followed by 4 to 5 options in it. You have to select the best option, correct answers. That's it. So that's how they have it. So don't think that it will be of too easy. See, writing a descriptive exams will be of easier for us, but appearing for this multiple, let's say, multiple choice questions will be of bit tough. Like you need to understand the concepts in a proper way. Only then, like you can appear for it and you can clear it. Else, you will find it a bit difficult with that. Anyhow, I'll be taking you with those details. I'll be giving you those details in a detailed way at the last. Now, let's try to understand what will be the cost of this certification in order to clear this particular certificate. Like what is the cost that you're supposed to pay, right? See, in order to get this A plus technician certificate, you have to spend $200. See, since it's an international certifications, like you have the all the prices which I mentioned in this particular presentation will be in dollars. So that's the thing that you have to consider. So like it will be of $200 to take up this two tests. Next, see, once you complete this particular certification, let's say A plus technician certificate, after completing it, like what type of job profiles that you will be getting it. So then that's the next, like, let's say, what is the designation in which I'll be working with? So that's the question which we have to answer. So like we'll be working as if a desktop support engineers, right? In the support team, you'll be as if a person and you will be given with a designation called as desktop support technician. This is one. Next to that, we'll have like, or in few companies they call it as desktop support engineers or technician. In some companies they call it as help desk technicians, or in some companies they call it as in-home support specialist. Likewise, these are all the different designations that the company has, and you will be allowed to sit under any of this particular designation. And to be frank, like if you hold this particular certificate, you will be getting on an average per month, like you will get up to 18,000 to 21,000 would be your salary package. See, to be frank, nowadays you will have a lot of freshers. Let's say I'm a fresher who's appearing for this interview process for this desktop support engineer. Let's say I'm getting in as if a normal fresher, and I don't have any certifications like A plus certifications with me. Now also the company will hire that particular candidate. But do you know what is the salary package will be offered to them? It will be of 12,000 to 15,000. In the same company, there is another candidate who comes and approaches that particular HR with A plus certification. See, the job profile for both the candidates will be of same, but the salary package is what they are going to get will be of different. They'll get up to 18 to 21,000. So this is the difference that you will have it for the candidate who has an international certification and the one who does not have an international certification with them. So that's the thing that you need to understand it. Next, like we'll talk about this Network Plus. So this is also a certification which is produced by the same company called as CompTIA. Now let's try to understand what is the difference between A plus and N plus. See, A plus will help you to troubleshoot an individual PC or a laptop or a mobile device. That's it. But it will not help you to troubleshoot network issues that you have it in a company. Like, see, if you take it with your college nowadays, like all the systems that you have it in your college lab is under a network. Like it has been connected in a network, and if they have a trouble in that particular network, they find it very difficult to rectify it. So similarly, when you go with company sites, like data sharing plays a very important role. So like you will have the employees will be sitting in multiple story building, let's say first floor, second floor and third floor, and they'll have it from various places as well. So the data sharing plays a very important role. Like if there is any delay in data sharing, of course the company has to face a lot of problems. So always the company will give more importance to the network oriented issues. Like if they have any network oriented issues, they'll have a lot of persons to take care of that, right? So the next important role that a company has is this N plus. Again, I would say, like, there is no restrictions. Like whenever they hire a candidate for these positions, they don't look for the department specific. Let's say I want a computer science engineer to rectify this. They don't call for like that. They want a person who has a sound knowledge in troubleshooting a network or troubleshooting a system. That's how they take it. So now, let's say when you say it as N plus, like what all the knowledge that you will get is, you will be able to manage a network, you will be able to design a network, and you will be able to troubleshoot the various wireless and wired networks. So you will have knowledge both wireless side and as well as of wired side. So you will have a good knowledge on these sides when you clear this particular certifications. And when you take it with this N plus certifications, to be frank, like you will have 90 questions in that particular exam. And the name of that particular exam is N10-006. And the cost of this particular exam is $285. All right, and you have to get this particular voucher, you have to prepare for it, and you have to clear it. And once if you clear this particular certification, like you need to know like what are all the designations that I'll be getting at. All right, so for that, like if you take it, like I have the designations mentioned at the bottom: information technology technician, or help desk technician, or information technology specialist, or in some companies they call it as network engineer, right? Network support engineer. So that's how they call it, right? So these are all the different designations that you will be getting when you clear this particular international exams. And once if you clear this particular international exam, the salary package that you could expect would be around 25,000 to 30,000. This is the normal salary package that you can expect it. See, to be frank, like many of my students used to come and ask me, sir, is there any eligibility criteria to appear for this particular exam and all? Like whether I have to clear A plus and then appear for N plus and all. But in majority of the colleges or schools, like the students who's there, they have a blind thing saying that only after appearing for A plus I can go with N plus and all. It's not like that. You can directly even get into this N plus certification, but you have to ensure that you have a sufficient knowledge to troubleshoot a PC. That is important because see, without I mean, if you're not able to troubleshoot a problem that you have it in PC, you will not be able to troubleshoot a problem that you have it in a network. So the thing that you have to ensure is like first you have to I mean, you should be ready to troubleshoot all the problems that you have it with a PC, and then like you have to concentrate with the troubles that you have it with the network. But see, well, appearing for the exam, you can decide whether I need to appear for A plus or N plus. You can even skip this A plus and directly go with N plus, like if you have a good sound technical knowledge with you. If you find it a bit difficult because the amount that you are going to invest is bit big. Once if you get let's say for an example, I have cleared varieties of exams. Like I have appeared for Microsoft, I have appeared for Oracle certifications, I have appeared for EMC squared and all. So when you take it with Microsoft certifications, they'll have only 40 questions in it, and the 40 questions will carry 1,000 marks. Out of this 1,000 marks, I'm supposed to secure 700 plus. If I get even 680 marks, I will not be getting a certificate for that. It's considered as if a fail. We will not get any certificate for it. So we are going to appear for it. Let's say, like if I say it as 700 marks, approximately out of 40 questions, I should have answered 36 questions correctly. Only then I'll be getting that particular certificate, else I will not be getting that particular certificate at all. All right. So the thing that you have to concentrate is like you should have a good. See, we cannot blindly go invest $300 and say like I got rejected, I got failed mark, and I'll reappear for that particular exam again. It's not like that because like you're going to invest money, and see, like you have to put a lot of things. Like let's say I'll tell you like what are all the tricks that you have with like when you have to appear for this particular exams and all. I'll tell you like when by what time like you have to concentrate with this exams and all. At the last I'll give you that tips. Now let's go with the other certification which you have to take it. See, nowadays there are more number of users who uses this Apple laptops, mobiles and all. If you take it across the world, like nowadays the Apple users are more, right? So what we have to like Apple company itself is putting forward an exam. See, for this exam, like it's one of the best exam that anyone can appear for it. Now, I'll tell you what is the plus that you have it with this certification. And if you take it with this, see the cost of this particular exam, it is just $65. When compared with the other certifications, you have to spend 200 and $300 for appearing for that particular exam. Whereas if you take it with this particular certification, it is just $65. And now you have to know another thing. Like when you go with A plus certification or N plus certification, like there are plenty of books available in the market which we can take it or like which we can buy it or we can even download it from internet. And all the books that you download for A plus certification or N plus certification will have minimum of 500 pages with it. You have to just go through it. See, if you take it with concept wise, the concept will be of easy because like in order to troubleshoot it, they have to take you with step by step procedure, right? Go click on the Windows button, then look for an option called as command. Go there, type it like this. So obviously it will take you with number of pages. By seeing that number of pages itself, like we will start like we'll have a small fear like will I be able to go through all these pages and will I be able to clear this exam and all. But to be frank, it is easy for us to do it. Now see this particular exam, like it has one benefit. See, in the Apple official site itself, they have a small PDF available for this particular certification, and that book will have only 50 pages in it. Right? It will have only 50 pages and it is free of cost. You can download it and you can prepare for it and you can spend the $65 and you can clear it. You don't want it. See, hardly it will take 2 to 3 days for you to go through this 50. But the thing that the real challenge that you will have in clearing this is you should have a Mac operating system nearby you. Like you need an Apple laptop or a PC nearby you to practice it. See, just reading this 50 pages of PDF alone will not help it. You have to implement that and see like whether that particular thing works or not, right? In order to practice it, like you need a Apple laptop or a PC with you. If you have it, you can easily prepare it within 1 or 2 days at the heart, and we can appear for that particular exam and you can easily get it. Now, to be frank, like when you take it with India, we don't have much openings for this Apple certifications and all. But if you get into the other countries like Singapore or Malaysia, like they have plenty of openings for this particular Apple certifications. Like I had a chance to get into Malaysia 1 year or 2 years back. By that time, like I visited a few companies there. Like to be frank, they have more number of openings for this Apple certified associate, ACA they call it, and all the companies needs this because like most of their company employees has their Apple laptop or Apple PC with them, and troubleshooting that is a big challenge that they face it. So once if you clear this, you will have a good future. In next 1 or 2 years, like Apple will capture the majority of the portion and you will have a superb job openings in it, right? To be frank, like if you take it like these jobs that you have it is like almost a white collar job. Like you always sit into a AC room. You don't want to put your physical work and all. You can sit in front of a system and you can keep on help the others, right? So for that, like you will have a good pay. So obviously, like whenever we say Apple, like you have a high demand for it, and similarly whenever you work for that particular company, the salary package that you would get will also be of high. So obviously, like if you look for the employees who works with Mac troubleshooters, right, they will be getting minimum of 35 to 40,000 in their hand. So that's the specialty that you have it with this particular certificate. So you can target, these are also the certifications which you can complete it during your college dates itself. Like you can utilize this particular period, like now, since it's of coronavirus and we have this lockdown implemented, like majority of us, like we don't know like how to spend our time in a proper way. Instead of just simply wasting our time, like what we could do is like we can try to prepare ourselves for all these international certifications. We can try to clear it, which will be more helpful for us. See, for appearing for this particular exam, like we don't want to get into any promoting centers. You can just make the payment by sitting inside your home itself. Like we can easily make the payment, and you can take the exam from anywhere. It's not necessary that you have to go for any promoting centers to appear for this particular exam. So that's the other benefit that you will have it with this certification. You can download this PPT, the PDF which they give it. You can prepare yourself, and immediately you can appear for that particular exam by just making the $65 payment, and you can get the certificate for it. So that's the other specialty that you have it. And now next, this is the most popular certifications that we have it, which we call it as CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate. Right. See, like if you take it, like see, when I come to this down south of Tamil Nadu, like here, like let's say Madurai or Tirunelveli, or like we hardly find the CCNA certified persons or any international certified persons. To be frank, like if you get into metropolitan cities like Bangalore or Mumbai or Delhi, like you can find most of them would say, like whoever works with the support team, if you ask it, out of 10, 8 or 7 will say that I'm a CCNA certified person. Reason why is only when they have the CCNA certificate with them, they'll get a job in that metropolitan city, and they can survive into that particular company for a long time. Else, they'll take you after 6 months. They'll say like your performance is not good, and they'll throw you out. All right. So that's the common scenario that we have it nowadays. But now I'll tell you like what all the importance that you have it when you say it as Cisco Certified Network Associate and all. Now, when you take it with this particular certifications, see, when you say it as network, you will have a lot of switches, will have a lot of routers and all. This is very important. Let's say for an example, there is a small difference between N plus and CCNA certification. When I say it as N plus, it will help you to troubleshoot your network issues that you have it inside a campus. Let's say if you can take it with Infosys. If you take it with Infosys, they'll have a branch in Chennai, they have a branch in Bangalore, and they have their branches in multiple locations. When you complete this N plus certificate, like you will be able to troubleshoot all the network issue that you have it within this Chennai branch. That's the thing that you can do it with N plus. But when you take it with CCNA certifications, by sitting in the Bangalore location, you will be able to troubleshoot all the problem that a Bangalore branch has. So the communication between the Bangalore branch and this Chennai branch will take over with the help of the switches and routers and all right. And that switches and routers is entirely bit different from the router. We use it with the normal network. right? The Cisco company has a lot of varieties of switches and varieties of routers, right? So we can comfortably work with those things when you complete this particular CCNA certificate. And when you complete this, like you will be a specialized person with wireless security aspects and voice networking. See, nowadays, like we have a lot of demand for voice networking. Anyhow, at that time, if time permits, at the last, like I'll tell you about this voice networking as well. And now, if you take it with this particular exam, see the questions that you will have is 90 questions. I mean, sorry, it's a 90-minute exam where you will have 50 to 60 questions in it. And the exam name will be of 200-125. See, this is again a bit expensive certification. See the exam cost, it is $295. So you have to prepare a lot for it and then go appear for it. So blindly without any preparations, you cannot go and appear for this particular certification. You have to prepare a lot to gain this particular certificate. Once after you complete this particular certification, like you need to know like what is the designation in which you will be working with. So you will be working with a designation called a system administrator or network administrator or network engineer. See, to be frank, like when you say it as system administrator, even the mid-level companies that you have it will be ready to offer you 45,000 to 55,000 for sure. So that's the thing that you have it. Even see, I have a lot of freshers with me, like my students who have cleared the CCNA certifications and directly they have gained. I mean, they have got a job as if a system administrator, and they got the salary like 45 plus, right? It happened one and a half years back, right? So obviously, like you don't have any doubt, even as if a fresher, like when you complete the CCNA certificate, definitely your salary package will be of good. Like you can demand the salary, you can ask it like if you have a sound knowledge on that particular subject. So that's the thing that you have to know it. See, just clearing the certificate alone will not help. You should have a sound knowledge on that as well, because blindly mugging up the concepts and appearing for the exams and clearing the exams will alone will not be enough. You should know like how to implement that in a real scenarios, right? So implementing the concepts plays a very important role. You should have that stuff as well. Once if you have it, definitely you'll be getting a good salary package after completing this. Next, obviously, like every company has an, like let's say all the companies that you have it in India will have the opening for this particular certificate. When you say I'm a Microsoft certified system engineer, like you will be given the first preference in all India based, like all the companies that you have it in India. Do you know the reason why it is like that? Because like in India, like majority of the company has their server with the Windows server, and the majority of the company's employees works with Windows operating system and all. And to be frank, like this Microsoft, what it does is like it will give you like once if you complete this certification, like you will have a thorough knowledge on server infrastructure. You'll be knowing like how to operate a Windows server machine. See, when I say it as a network, obviously like you know, like you will have two things involved in it. It's a process of a communication between a client and a server. So you'll have client machine and you'll have server machine. So now when you say it as Microsoft certified so system engineers, like you should have a thorough knowledge on the server side. Like you will be working a lot with server things. Let's say server maintenance. It is a very important thing. Like see, your server is going to be like a human heart. See, a person can withstand without the eyes. A person can even still be alive without the hands or legs. But a person cannot be, I mean, without the heart, like we cannot have a life, right? Similarly, like when you take it as if a company, all their company informations are stored in this particular server. It is the heart of that particular company. If you say the server is down for one day, no, I mean, none of the employees will have work to do, right? Almost like it is shut down, right? So the company has to face a lot of consequence after that. So they won't be doing that. Like they always give more importance to the server. And again, the person who takes care of that server uh, has to have a lot of responsibilities on there. And it's one of the most, like what we can say is, see, we will not be having work on all days. Let's say, for an example, like when you go with, like everybody has a, after this weekends, like whenever they get into the job, they say, it's Monday, like we'll have lot of work on our table, like we have to do so many things. Normally, all the employees used to have this particular thought in their mind. But to be frank, like if you take it with this particular persons, like when they say the system administrator or system engineer, always they will not have work, but once if a work comes to their table, they cannot move up. Like if it takes 48 hours to resolve that particular problem, they will not be allowed to take food for 48 hours. That's it. Because since I worked with multiple IT companies, like I've seen them, like always they'll be free. They'll be roaming here and there. They'll interact with all the employees. Like we say, like these people will never have work. They will come and interrupt with us and all. But at the end, like once if they get a work, to be frank, they will not be able to move from their table at all. So that's the risk that we have it with this particular work. But to be frank, like if you take it with the salary package that these people get, well, it will not be that much easy. Like they'll be getting a decent salary. Let's say all the system engineers or all the system administrators will get 60K in any companies. But to be frank, this particular certification is not for a fresher. Once if you have completed this particular certificate will have value to it. See, we can appear, we can clear server maintenance person alone. You should have some basic knowledge on networking, and as well as like you should have a sound knowledge on server side. Only when if you have both the things, right, you will be allowed to get into a company as if a system engineer or a system administrator. Just clearing this MSCE alone is not enough. You should have a sound knowledge in CCNA or N plus to get into a company with this particular certification. So this certification will help you to have so thorough knowledge on server side or cloud maintenance. See, nowadays like we are storing all the informations on the cloud and we are pulling the data from our cloud. So this particular paper will help you to understand the importance of cloud, like how to operate with cloud and all. And nowadays the business intelligence plays a very important role. Like you need to take a lot of reports, because like the top level management will sit in a place and they'll keep on asking you for a various reports. All right. So as a system engineer or a system administrator,
Mr.
you're the one.
Ramasubramanian,
Yes, sir.
sorry, this is Benison. Mr. Ramasubramanian, some of our participants have expressed their feelings that your voice is not audible and also your screen is not visible.
Sir, is my presentation is visible or not, sir?
They have mentioned here that they are not visible. Your screen is not visible, and also your voice as well.
Okay, just give me a minute. I'll just try to rectify that. So.
Okay.
Okay, right. So few of them are saying that my video and as well as of my audio is visible and clear. I hope like very few has that particular problem. So is my my audio is audible to user?
It's okay for me.
Okay.
Now I think it's okay. I got a reply from one of the participants that your audio and video are good. Ah, right. Okay. Mr. Abhishek has said it, they are very good. Okay, go ahead.
Right. So now, when it comes with the CCNA, definitely like once if you clear this particular certifications, like your salary package will be of minimum of 50 plus that you can demand it, and if you can get it if you have a sound knowledge on this server maintenance. And apart from CCNA, like this MSc also will have a good salary package for you. It will help you to get a good salary package. Next to this, like you will have Linux Essential Professional Development Certification, which we call it as PDC, right? See, there are companies in India which has a Linux operating system. See, when you take it with server, so like you will have either Windows operating system or you will have Linux operating system. Like if you try to clear this Linux operating system certifications, like it will be helpful for you to get a decent salary. Because see, these are all the areas where, like, to be frank, like if you take it with any of the degrees that you have it with computer science related, they don't have Linux as a part of their studies. They just simply learn the basics of Linux commands. That's it. They will not be getting a chance to explore this Linux operating system a lot. Once if you do this particular certification, you have a huge demand in our market. I'll just take you with that particular certification details as well. And when you take it with this Linux Essential Professional Development Certificate, again, this is a one which is for the entry level profile. And the exam that you have to appear for this particular certification is 010-150, and the cost of this particular certification is just $85. See, when compared with the other certification, it is much cheaper. We can appear for it, and the demand that you have it for this particular certifications is also high. Like all the MNC companies, let's say like all multinational companies will definitely will have a lot of openings for this Linux Essential Professional Development persons a lot. Like we have it very frequently, they'll call for interviews. See, these are all the different certifications that you have it, right, for the entry level profiles. See, I'm not talking about any specialization. These are all the things like which all the company has it. Like as an entry profile, like you can clear these certifications and you can easily get in. Now, let's talk about the other certifications that we have it. Like I just want to take it as if a normal interaction with you. Now, let's say if you are from take it with English. Let's say like, do anyone have any idea about like what all the different certifications that you have it, which is relevant to English? Can anyone give me the answer for this question? You can unmute it and you can tell me like what are all the different certifications that is available to prove your English proficiency. Anyone? Okay. Okay. There is TOEFL. Okay. Good. Okay. Good, super. See, as an entry level profile, right? You're talking about the exams like TOEFL and all, and similar to that, like we have big certifications, which will be more helpful. See, as a fresher, like when you apply for MNC companies or the other companies, business English communication and all. So, big certification plays a very important role. Like when you put your big scores on the top of your resume, obviously like you will get lot of calls for the interviews. You can try to concentrate with that. And apart from this, like there are lots and lots of certifications which we have it. Let's say for an example, like if you take it with my specialization, each and yeah, good, superb. Like I have a lot of response from the audience. It's really good. Like I have Mr. Abhishek or Divya, like I've given the answers, and whatever the thing that you said is absolutely correct. Good. Now, I would say, uh, see, appearing for this exams and having a good score in it will definitely will help you to get into the companies in a much more easier way. See, the chance of getting interview calls is very easy, like when you have the score. Just carrying a normal resume alone will not help you to get an interview call from a company. When you say that I have this score with me, let's say the BEC certification scores, or like whatever the certification that you have it, when you specify that particular scores on your resume, definitely you will have a lot of calls from the companies and you will get a chance to appear for that interview purpose and all. And functional English courses, spoken English courses. Good, superb, really happy. Now, next, like what I'm supposed to, what I want you to take you with is, apart from it, see, these are all the works that we have it. This is all somewhat related to hardware and networking and the entry profiles. Now, let's go one step ahead than that, and we will see like what are all the other certifications that we have it nowadays. To be frank, like when you take it with near future, see, I have a small PDF with me, which I would like to share with you all at the end of my session. Like what I will do is I'll send you across that particular PDF to you. It will have you a complete road map that you should appear for, like it will tell like what is the first level of the certification, each and every categories and all. I'll send it across to you personally, or I'll give to Mr. Benison sir, who will send it across to you, or anyway I'll try to reach that particular file to you, where you'll have a complete picture like all the vendors names, like the certification code, and what are all the basic thing that what are all the concepts that will be covered in that certifications. Everything will be mentioned in that, which will be really helpful for you for taking up to the next level. See, next, as I said, if you take it with any programming languages that you have it nowadays, let's say if you take it with Java, like see, the owner, the vendor of this particular Java is Oracle. All right, so the Oracle will put forward an exam, and we have to clear it. Only then like we'll be getting this Oracle certified. See, I'll tell you like what is the other important things of this international certifications and all. See, like whenever I was in my HR panel, like whenever I get a chance to sit in the HR panel, the HRs used to ask a question to a student saying like, what are all the programming languages that you know? Most of the students would used to come and say like, I've learned C, I've learned C++, I've learned Java, and they'll give a huge list. And if I ask them like in which language you have much confidence, in which language you can work comfortably, again they'll give a same list again. They never accept that I'm good in this language and I know only the basics in this language. They never accept that. Now, to be frank, like that's why all the HRs are expecting you to clear an international exam. Let's say when you say it as international exam, the owner of that particular language will put forward an exam, and it is not that much easy to clear that exam. Once if you clear it, it is understood that you have the in and out knowledge of that particular subject. See, that is not an easy exam which you can do it. I mean, you can write it in your home and all. Like when it, as I said, like we have a separate places where you have to get the vouchers and we have to appear for it. And whenever you get into the promoting center, on the all four sides they'll have the camera and they'll be monitoring you. Let's say the exams goes for 1.5 hours or 2 hours. The entire 1.5 hours or 2 hours will be under the CCTV surveillance. Like in all four sites, like you will have it. Like you cannot do any type of malpractice in this particular or during this particular exams. So that's why it has a lot of value. Like see, to be frank, nowadays like we see a lot of things like there are lot of malpractice in these exams and that exams and all. And these are all the things which will not appear or happen during this particular exams because the company people, let's say when you appear for Microsoft exams, like the video which they take it will be sent to them, and they'll be monitoring the entire 2 hours. They will see, and after verifying that video only, they will announce that like you are a Microsoft certified person. Just getting scores alone will not help you. It will take 1 or 2 days to get that particular certificate from their end. So right, next. The next that you have to know is, see, like you need to know like what is the other importance. Let's say for an example, let's assume like you are getting a job in Infosys company. Once after getting into an Infosys company, they'll ask you to appear for their internal exams. Like say, let's say for an example, I know Java. I'm saying that I know Java, and I'm getting into interview hall. The HR is getting satisfied, and he gives me an offer letter that you are appointed in Infosys as a software engineer. Right after getting into that particular company, to be frank, they'll be putting me under a training for 3 months, and they'll have lot of tests over there, and I have to clear all the tests, and I have to get marks in that. Only after scoring good marks in that, I'll be taken with the permanent role inside that particular company. To be frank, like for the first year, they'll say it as professional officer, and your seat is not permanent. After 1 year only, you will be considered as if a permanent employee. I'll tell you like what are all the things that happens with IT company. See, these things will not be known to the other I mean, like outside the IT companies, like they will not be knowing like what is happening inside the IT companies. I'll take this particular opportunity to explain it. See, like in majority of our colleges, like they used to say it as like we have a campus drive, Infosys is coming, TCS is coming, and they'll say the salary packages is okay. They'll ask you 1 minute. Okay. Now, see, they'll be having it. The first thing is they'll say you'll have 3.5 lakhs per annum, likewise, and they'll give you a lot of things like this. But to be frank, that's not the final. After getting into the company, the first 3 months, like you will have lot of tests. You have to appear for each and every test. You have to clear it, and you have to get marks. Let's say, for an example, let's assume ABC company. Like I'm not going to talk specific about a company. Let's say ABC company. Let's assume that it's a multinational company. Like when you get into this ABC company, like they'll have a lot of series of tests which you have to take appear for, and once after that, like all your scores will be converted as out of 5 they will convert it, and if your score is between 4.5 to 5, let's say like your monthly salary would be as 20,000. I'm just saying for an example. All right. We can keep the range, like it depends upon the companies, like the range will keep on varying. If your score is between 4.5 to 5, your salary package would be of 20,000 per month. And if your score is between 4 to 4.5, your salary would become as 16,000 per month, right? For 0.5 percentage, they'll reduce 4,000 rupees, right? Let's say 3.5 to 4. If your score is between 3.5 to 4, definitely your salary package will become as 12. And if your score is below 3.5, you will be sent out of that particular company. You will not be allowed to get into that. So once after getting an offer letter, please don't be happy with it. I'm sure that after getting into that particular company, like you will be asked to clear all the internal certification. So every company has its own internal certifications with them. Only after clearing all those internal certifications, your salary package will be fixed. So in your offer letter, they'll say it as 3.5 lakhs per annum, but that's not the truth. After clearing that internal exams, they'll tell you like you lag with these skills, so that like we are reducing your package, and they'll reduce it. This is all. But if you take it with the persons who have secured the mark between 3.5 to 5, all will be given as if a same designation called as a software engineer or any designation like that. Let's say for an example, like now we are totally three of them with us. One got 3.5, one got 4, and one got 4.5. All the salary package will be of different. The designation what we hold it will be the same, and the workload what we have it will be the same. They will not say like this person has scored 4.5, so we'll put lot of work on his head. It is not the thing, but the work which is assigned to each and every one will be of same. I'm sure for that, and the workload, everything will be of same. The designation will also be same, but at the end, the salary what you are going to get will be of different. And if you go and check with this IT people, like none of them will say this particular truth to the outside world. The reason why is they feel ashamed to say that like I'm getting a lesser salary than the other, so that's why they don't say it. But if you have any of your or close relatives who's working in an IT company, you can definitely you can ask them. It will be I mean you'll be knowing all these things in detail. All right. Next, the other thing that you have to know is, see, let's say now first I got a job in ABC company. After 6 months, I'm moving to another company called as XYZ. Do you think like they will not have exams for you? But to be frank, like if you say it, again, the XYZ company will have their internal exams and which you have to appear for it and you have to clear all those certifications again. To be frank, whatever the companies that you are going to get in will have their internal certification courses for which you have to appear for. Only then, after clearing all those internal certifications, you'll be allowed to sit in that particular seat. But if you want to cross all these stages directly, what you have to do is you have to go with an international certification. If you say that I'm an international certified person, let's say Microsoft certified or Cisco certified or Oracle certified or Azure certified person, they don't force you to take that particular internal exam. You can directly skip all those internal exams and you can go over. So it's a one time effort that you have to put
ஹலோ
it. Yes.
என்னங்கப்பா அது என் ஃப்ரெண்டுப்பா நீங்க அங்க பாருங்க ஹலோ ஆ
Right. So if you want to avoid the internal exams that each and every company has it, in order to avoid those things like you to jump over the particular concepts, you can try to concentrate with this internal certifications, which will help you a lot to just jump over all these. Like we can skip all the stages and directly you can sit in your chair. And again, like when you take it with this international certifications, there are some limitations that we have that like we have to ensure that. Let's say for an example, like once if you get this particular CCNA certificate, like you cannot put your legs on the table and sit jolly and we cannot do our work. See, there is a validity for that particular certificate because like when you say it as IT field, like you will have lot of updations, right? So they don't give it as if a lifetime certificate, and each and every certificate will have a validity period, let's say 2 years or 3 years. So what you have to do is once after the 3 years is over, again you have to reappear for the same exam and you have to take it forward to the next level. Else the certificate validity will be over and no more you will be considered as a CCNA certified person. Now, if you want to make it as if a lifetime certificate, there are few options that you have to take it. Like you can do it. There are certain things. Let's say for an example, if you take it with my case, the first certification which I completed is MCP, Microsoft Certified Professional. It's the first level of certification. So the validity period for that particular certification is just 2 years. After 2 years, I cannot say that I'm a MCP, Microsoft Certified Professional. So in order to make that MCP as a lifetime thing, what I have to do is I have to go to the next level. So the next level to that MCP is MCTS, Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist. Once if I clear this second level, the first level which I've carry forward throughout the life. Now, see, but the MCTS certification, what I've done, has a validity which will be for 2 years. Now we have to concentrate for that, right? So for the next level MCTS, like we have an other which we call it as MCPD, Microsoft Certified Professional Developer or Designer. We'll have two different categories into it. And there is another third category which we call it as MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer. So once if I clear that particular thing, like Microsoft Certified Technology Specialist will become as if a lifetime certification for me. So these are all the things that you have to make a note of it, right? So like whenever you appear for the international exams, the thing which you have to concentrate is the first, like you have to buy the voucher, right? And I'll tell you like which is the correct period for buying vouchers. So whenever we have exams in colleges, whenever we have exams in schools, let's say the month that you have at April, May, like we will have the exams in engineering colleges, in arts and science and all, right? During that particular period you will have lot of offers, right? And next, like during the month of October, November, December, you will have lot of offers because the half yearly exams and the semester holidays will come into that particular period, right? So normally the offers will be given on this particular period. I'll tell you like what are all the offers that you will be getting it. Like let's say whenever you take it with Microsoft, like they'll give you a double shot offer. So what do you mean by double shot offer? See, first you can buy that particular voucher, you can appear for that particular exam once. Let's say worst case, out of 1000 I've secured only 750, which is considered as pass. But I'm not getting satisfied with the mark 750. I have to go for another improvement. If it is of a normal case, like what I have to do is, again I have to pay the amount, I have to buy the voucher and reappear it for improving my score. But when you buy a voucher with double shot offer, like first you will have a chance to appear it. Second time, if you want to reappear or if you want to improve your scores, you can go with the second shot. So it will be allowed. They'll take the best out of these two and they'll give a certificate for you. So that's the benefit that you will have it. So majority of the companies will have double shot offer. So when you can just wait for that particular time, like when you will get a double shot offer, and by that time, like you can buy the vouchers and you can keep it and ensure that the vouchers what you are going to get will have validity period. The vouchers that you're going to get will be valid only for 60 days or 90 days. It depends on the company. Like when you say it as Microsoft, the validity period for the vouchers which we are going to get will be only for 30 days. After 30 days, the lifetime will be over. Like you have to rebuy it, right? Similarly, Cisco will have 6 months. Oracle will have 3 months. So every company has its own validity period for the voucher. So that we have to make a note of it. Next, like after appearing for this particular exams, like see there are basic things that you need to know. See, we will not be much familiar with appearing with this multiple choice questions or this international exams and all. So we have a lot of online tools which we can use it to take a practice test. So as similar to the questions that you have it in CCNA or Microsoft or Oracle, they'll give you a same environment. They'll give the same environment, like how the questions will appear, like how you have to navigate to the other questions. Like in few exams, they'll ask you to speak, like you have to give some oral instructions, like how to troubleshoot a server or how to troubleshoot a PC and all. You have to give some oral instructions to it as well. So like all these things are important. Like you can take your practice text in the online itself and you can check how far you're good in that. And once after like you get a complete confidence, you can go buy the voucher and take it. See the way in which like we used to appear for the exam is like we always keep ourselves in the line, like we sit prepare for the exams in a continuous way, right? So whenever, like, we'll keep on tracking, like when we have the offers with Microsoft or Oracle, we just look for it. Whenever they put some offers, immediately we will buy one or two vouchers and we'll keep it with us, and we'll have the validity for next 2 3 months, right? So in meanwhile, like, we will try to focus like what are all the exams that we have to appear, and we'll prepare for it, and then we will appear it. So that's how like we focus. So that's the best way. You can prepare yourself from now onwards. You can see like what are all the different certifications that you have it. You can concentrate with it. You can prepare it continuously. Like, see, at the same time, like, you have to see like whether offers are available. You can try to grab those offers, which will be more helpful for you, right? So now I'll share you that PDF file which has a complete roadmap, which will help you to understand the roadmap that you have it for this certifications and all, right? To at the last, like, I would like to conclude one thing: try to get lot of certifications like that and be certified to get a lot of opportunities during your interviews. Like, it will be helpful for your hand, and that will support you a lot. In case, like, if you have any queries related to my session, if you have any queries related to this international exams and all, you can feel free to ask me now. I'll be ready to answer to all your queries.
Dear participants, you can. This is Benison. You can come now on the line. Mr. Ramasubramanian is really a resourceful person. If you have any clarification, kindly come online in the audio form, or if you want to show up your face, you can open your camera also, so that we would be very happy to see you and say hello to you. In addition to this, kindly introduce yourself before you ask.
I've sent that particular file on the chat box. Whoever needs it can download it. Short time course to be certified. Is there any language certification which increase our salary? Of course. To be frank, like, if you take it with short time courses, the certifications like A plus, Linux is all a short time courses which we can, like, see, hardly it will take 1.5 months for us to prepare for that, and you can appear for it. You can try to go with those certifications if you need it. Naga Pavitra, like, you're talking about any other language certification, whether you're talking about programming language. Okay, good. To be frank, like, English alone matters a lot. See, when I say it as multinational companies, they don't give importance to the other languages. They always give importance to English. So obviously, like, see, nowadays it has been a trend. Like, if you get into any engineering colleges, like in college itself, they are trying to arrange this BEC certifications and all to the students, and you can have a word with the placement officers. The way in which they project their college students is they will go and say, we have around 600 students who have cleared the BEC certification, which will increase, like, which will make the HRs to visit your college campus easily. So these are all the junk words that we can highlight it to the HRs. So they give more importance to the English language so far. So try to concentrate with that. See, the other languages will not be given much importance in multinational companies. Okay. I'll circulate this particular file to the host persons, and they'll be sending across to you if you need it.
Sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir.
Hello, friends. Why don't you open your mic, unmute your mic, and speak? We would like to listen to your voice. If you have any question, please. Thank you, Rita Medi, ma'am. I have noticed it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Abhishek Ajit already had asked this question. What international courses you would suggest for social work students?
Okay. To be frank, like since I'm in the technical side, like I have much information about this technical side. Like to be frank, like I don't have much idea about this social work and all. Definitely I'll look for it and I'll get back to you, Abhishek, on that. Do anyone have any questions? You can feel free to ask your questions. I'll be happy to answer to all your questions.
Would you please suggest certification?
Sir, I have a question. Tanison, sir.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
You know,
please.
yes, UGC, most course in that, when we went for a meeting, they said that if you do a course on, for example, for C programming or for Java or any English or anything, if you do 8 courses, it can be taken as your domain specialization. So, can that course be taken into account over here for certification?
Ma'am, to be frank, like if you take it with MNC companies, the way in which they see the certification which is offered by X or Y company is like if you pay amount, they are ready to provide the certificate for you, ma'am. So
But
that,
this is what they have to write an exam and all they say.
like, of course,
7 course exams. That's what they said for us. You tell your students once they get 8 exams cleared in particular domain, they are specialized in that domain. And it is
yeah,
accepted by IIT because the courses are through IIT. So,
okay. So, ma'am, obviously the courses which is offered by IIT will definitely will have value to it, and you can take it. I'm just talking about the other. Like there are a few companies nowadays, like which says like once after you complete a course with us and get a certificate, and you will have so much of value like this, that, and all. To be frank, that is not the truth. Actually, like when it comes with IT, I mean MNC companies, they give value for the vendor certification. You
okay,
have to appear with the exam which is thrown by the vendor, and if you
okay,
clear it, like it will have value. That's it.
yes,
Because
yes.
that,
Because,
see, when I say it as multinational company, like to my client, I have to say I have so many certified persons with me. Only
mm,
then the client will give the project to the company.
mm,
Else,
mm,
the company will not give the project. So
mm.
vendor certification alone will play a very important role in MNC companies, not the other.
So IIT exams would be having an effect because
Sure, sure,
we are
sure,
encouraging our students to do that. Swayam
sure, sir. Sure,
portal.
ma'am. That will have value to it for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yes, because we are asking our students to
Nowadays, like we have
definitely enroll.
NPTL, nowadays we
Yeah.
have
Mm.
NPTL and other steps,
Yes,
which will
yes,
have value for that, for
yes,
sure.
yes. Yeah, because all the students are being exposed to that now.
Yes,
Yeah,
and for that, like we will have value for sure.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
So, friends, shall we say thanks to Mr. Subramanian, Engineer Subramanian? Okay, now I have sent you the feedback forms link. You can get it and do according to this. Tomorrow we have Dr. Jessie. She is a trainer, a wonderful trainer from Madurai. She will speak on Be a Pathfinder. In the meantime, when I'm talking, Mr. Ramasubramaniam, you can type your email ID and also your contact number so that people around us may be in touch with you. Right? Tomorrow, Madam Jessie will be talking to you from 1:30 onwards. Kindly be on time. I have also given you the email ID of our St. John's College placement cell. You can register your views, your feedback there. I believe that this session was really, for a few, this is a too big a thing to bite or even munch. But for many, this is a program which will certainly serve as an eye opener in your life. I have asked Mr. Ramasubramanian to give his email ID and also the contact number he has given now. I believe that all of you have noted it down. If you have any doubt, you can contact him. And also you can use him. He is from Madurai. Right now he is in Madurai, but he is settled in Tirunelveli in our own town. You can contact him. He will be very happy to guide you on the right path. He is really a blessing to hundreds and hundreds of people. I don't need to say much about him. You're well aware of this thing, so you can listen to him, learn things from him. In your college, in your university, you can use him. Yes, sir. Madam.
So one small request. So I'm from Bishop Caldwell College, sir. So we have only mostly art students. So once in a while, if you give a session for us, concentrating on the arts people, it would be very helpful for us, sir.
Sure, ma'am. I'll help you on that. Like, you can contact me at any time. I'll be happy to support you on that.
Because we are having English and history and economics and commerce.
Dr. Christy, I must say one thing here. You know that I'm also from the Arts and Science College. I used to invite him every year, minimum once or maximum twice. Every time he comes, he speaks on new topics, and he is found to be one of the very resourceful persons among our students.
Yes, sir.
For our students, I'm sorry, for our students.
Definitely we'll be having him, sir. I'll ask him to come to have a webinar for our students. It's very essential.
He visits many engineering colleges in South, Nagarkoil, Kanyakumari, Marthanam, Madurai, Trichy. He goes up to Trichy, and he travels even to Kerala. So people from there also, you can use him.
Yes, sir.
So shall we say thanks to Mr. Ramasubramanian once again? I have given you the link ID. You can follow that. If you have any problem in getting this certificate, I believe that you will have no problem. Even if you have any problem, you please contact the placement cell through the ID I have given you. Tomorrow, as I have already told you, Madam Jessie will be enlightening us with a topic, on the topic, Be a Pathfinder. So thank you, Madam Divya, such an informative session you have said. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Very special thanks to CHRISTY, Paulina.
Thank you, Ramasubramanian sir. It was very, very nice. I was also listening to it. It was very nice. Thank you so much. Very informative, sir. So I was telling sir, the time was going by. We didn't know it was more than an hour. We didn't realize it. It was such a nice program. You have enticed everyone into it.
The number of participants were between 85 and 88.
Yeah, nobody went out. That's what you saw. You grasped we were into it. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Bye.